Down here in New Mexico, doing a few things to the car. I actually got the front wheels off. I've never really seen it like this. It's pretty funny. So what we're going to be replacing today is a tie rod end, the inner tie rod ends on both sides, and the sway bar linkage. Wow, there's so much play in that. Even right now. Oh my god. Yeah. Anyway, thought I should show some progress of what I've got going on here. So this is the new fuse box, and I currently have only the fan hooked up to it. I'm just testing it out. It does work, so that's cool. It does what I expected. It doesn't pull very much power at all, so that's awesome. And so now the other things I'm going to hook up to this are the diesel heater, the fridge, and potentially the LEDs, and potentially one of the USB cable things. But we'll see about that. I'm not so sure about that yet. But yeah, definitely those three things, 3 or 4 things. So yeah, it'll be good to kind of button away the electric a little bit. There's Rusty. Look at this, dude. There's a chair. Dude, there's a chair. There's a drone right here. It goes deep. Alrighty, so this is back on the road. I'm leaving Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. I've got my car really dialed in. The AC is working. It's got an alignment. It's got new sway bars. I did the oil, new air filter, double checked everything, tightened down. I've got all the fluids, and I cleaned the heck out of it. So I really did spend some time on the car over the last few weeks, and it feels really good. I'm currently just mobbing up I-25. That is why my engine is at such a high RPM, because it's a speed limit of 75 here, and the fit wasn't really designed for much more than 60. So, yeah, but I will say the gas mileage is holding up great. I put a bit of octane booster in the tank over the last few weeks to clean out the fuel injectors. So, I mean, really, the car is just as good as it could be at this point in time, I think. There's a few little projects that I didn't get done, like the roof vent fan and the awning, that are sort of camping related, but I'm going to hold off on those
set up a new tarp very easily. I just kind of ran out of time and motivation for so many projects while I was at my cousin's. I was also trying to spend time with him and celebrate my birthday. So yeah, and it was a really great time. We went camping, and I hope I can post at least some drone footage from that. Yeah, but right now I'm on my way up to Taos. I'm going to spend a night out by Black Rock Hot Springs, which is a spot that I really like. It has service, and there's a spot to go take a shower in the morning. And then I'm going to actually head east from Denver after this weekend. I'm going to head to St. Louis to see a friend of mine from college who's currently attending university there. And from there, I'm going to go to Maryland, say hi to my dad, my dad's family, my dad's side of the family, and go north from there to New York and kind of get all the paperwork done for the car for the next 2 years, basically, since I need to get an inspection redone, and I also need to have my registration redone by November, and it's currently almost June, and I don't think I'll be in New York until July. So, you know, September, October, November, I guess it's only 4 months out, but yeah, you know, I might do some other kind of van life and stuff in the meantime around on the East Coast. I got to see a friend of mine in Ithaca, and some friends in Rochester, and I'm actually waiting on my passport to show up at my mom's so I can take a trip to Canada. So yeah, no, I have quite a lot of things to do this summer, paperwork-wise, project-wise, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the East Coast again. It's been a minute, and it's always good to check back in at home and all that. And I'm going to really be resituating and reorganizing my life, really. Like, the year in the fit has been great. It showed me a lot about, you know, what living on the road is kind of like, and, you know, some considerations moving forward. If I'm going to continue to live this way, if I'm going to try to add something to this build to make living this way easier. So yeah, you know, I'm just kind of setting up for the next year or so, and it was super good to see my cousin and his new daughter and his soon-to-be wife, and my aunt and their dogs and stuff. I love spending time down here in New Mexico. It's great to have family kind of off in this corner of the world, because it's really different, you know, from where I grew up and the way I usually live, you know. So it's a good change of pace. And yeah, right now I'm just coming into Santa Fe. Got about another hour and some on the drive before I will be in Taos, and then yeah, just head over to my little camp spot. Alright, I thought I'd share a little bit of what I made for dinner here tonight. Just a simple pita bread, pan-fried pizza. Bottom is a little extra toasty, but it did get cooked, so that's nice. And yeah, no, I like these. They're really good. I'm up here in Taos right now, but I accidentally just rolled down the window. 1 second. With my toe. I'm up here in Taos right now, and I am trying to decide if I'm going to go to this race this weekend in Albuquerque. Because like right now I'm only an hour and a half away. If I go any further, I'll just feel like, it's not really worth it to drive all the way there and back for a whoop race. But yeah, it could be a good opportunity to just, you know, jump on a highway from here or from Albuquerque, shoot right up to Denver, and from there shoot over to St. Louis. But yeah, we'll see. Just wanted to show off the little pan pizza I did tonight.
Okay, yeah. So something I really like is chips and queso, but I've always found it kind of hard to heat up queso in the car because I don't have a microwave. And, you know, using a pot just always creates such a mess, and it's not exactly the easiest thing to clean. So I thought, why don't I try it out in the little electric heater? I've got this really good Hatch green chili queso that's made here in New Mexico. I really like it. I kind of got a little hooked on the stuff while I was living in Taos, and so when I went through Albertsons in Taos today, I picked some up. So what I'm going to do is just put a healthy serving of that into here and heat it up. So yeah, let's see how that goes. Give it a little stir. Honestly, yeah, it really depends. Like, I've gotten this queso enough where sometimes you need a spoon and sometimes you don't. Like, I guess like technically you probably always don't need a spoon, but yeah. Okie doke. All right, now I just gotta get that plugged in. It's definitely a pretty big power draw, so I always make sure the inverter is on while I am doing this. And by the way, I know that's probably confusing for a lot of people who follow van life a lot. My inverter is a DC to DC charger, which I know is not efficient. It's just what I had, and it works well with my car. I think my leisure battery, my house battery, could do 20 amps in, but I'm not sure if my alternator can really deliver that. Because when I pull around 200 watts off the alternator at 12 volts, I usually end up beeping out the battery a little bit. Like, you'll get that like little beep from this inverter thing. It's just one of those little car inverters. But yeah, anyway, heating up this queso here. I'm gonna pause the video and I'll get back to you when it's warm. So hey, this actually came out really well. That's some steaming hot queso. I got some nice chips down here. It's perfect. This is actually, I think, one of the best uses for this thing is a little fondue pot. It's so funny.